Hello everybody, this is Dino Spadaccini with Team Factory Align. Today I'm going to start working on our DFC or our Align T-Rex 800 DFC Pro kit. I have my manual right here. We're going to start off first with disassembling the head or removing the parts. As we all know, Align does not pre-assemble anything, or they do pre-assemble everything. They don't build it for you, so everything is just screwed into place. What I'm going to wind up doing here, I'm going to take all our component parts apart. And the reason I'm going to do this is so that I can go in and properly Loctite everything. I'm going to go in and remove the bolts from the spindle, so we can go ahead and grease our thrust bearings. I will Loctite everything properly together. This is an important part of your building process. Some of the new things Align has done for the user, and this was prompted from Jim Robertson, who had made a suggestion that to Align to put in the head 0 line marks right here for you, okay? And when you're lining up your head for 0 pitch, okay, we have it on the grips also. So nice little addition to the DFC head. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is take this apart. As you see, everything is just kind of coming out very nicely. Take a look at our bearings in here. Okay, make sure that your DFC dampeners, really not dampeners, they're hard Delrin type plastic that we now use in the head block. This is a necessary component of the DFC head. So let me go ahead and pull these thrust bearings out. And what I like to do is just kind of double check everything, just make sure everything looks good, there's no burrs or anything inside. Make sure our thrust bearings and thrust races are facing the right way. Everything looks good. Our radial bearing and spacers, okay, great. So I'm going to put the inner race back in. I'm going to take our lube. I'm going to lube these up really nice. Pack the grease in here. Okay, this gives you longevity. Thrust bearings are an important part of the head and grip. Maintain good tracking. Lets the grips move very freely throughout all your aerobatic maneuvers. I recommend a good maintenance schedule. Probably about every 100 flights, get in there. Make sure everything is still well lubed up. Check all your component parts. Okay. I just like to wipe this bearing off before I apply some Loctite to it. I use blue, some people like to use red. I just want to be able to put a little on the outside of the radial. Okay. And we're going to drop this in here. I'm just going to bring it down inside the grip. Now, of course, you see me using the spindle, and it just kind of snaps in because they make a nice pocket in there. Okay, I'm going to put this off to the side for a second, this grip off to the side for a second. So we're going to turn around and double check that these are Loctited in properly. Now, another little trick, once the grips are all assembled, Colin Bell came up with that this hole right here lines up with the thrust bearings. Okay, so what you can wind up doing, say you're 50-60 flights into your new kit and you want to re-grease them, you pull out the bolt, you put the nozzle in, and you rotate the spindle with a wrench, and you can load your grease, your favorite type of grease or the Align grease, back into the thrust bearings. I'm just going to snug these up, okay? Okay, put that one off to the side. Bring this one into play. I'm going to do the same thing here first. Pull these out. Firm pressure and snug. Don't go overboard. The grip arm, okay, the DFC grip arm is keyed into the grip, which is a nice design that we did about 1.5 years ago. Got rid of the one-piece arms, so just in case you do need to replace this because of a minor crash, you're not replacing the whole grip. It's just an arm, okay, and maybe a radial bearing. Now what I need to do is grease the other thrust bearing. I'm just going to pop out the radial bearing. Give me 1 second as I get that out. Okay, there we go. Just okay, as you see, this bearing was a little trickier to get out. Sometimes you may need a little heat to pop it out. What I like to do is just make sure that your thrust bearing races are correct. The line marks there for you out and in. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and grease this up. Once again, if you have a favorite grease, great. Align provides you with a really nice high quality silicone-based grease, not a petroleum-based grease. Won't affect the integrity of the dampeners in the head. I'll lay the outer race back in. Thrush washer, okay. And then I like to just give this a wipe. And I'm going to dab some Loctite on here. Let that go down right in the channel. I like to walk the bearing in, going around 360 degrees on the outer side of the race. And she snaps right in. I'll line up the thrust washer. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now what we can wind up doing is taking this spindle. All right, so now what I'm going to do is take our spindle tool, put it in, back out this other bolt. Okay, just makes things life a little easier. Okay. What I like to do is just apply a little grease here on the spindle. Okay. Just so it goes through the dampeners in the head, nice and easy. Okay. Everything's held into place. I use one of our spatial washers. Okay. Take one of the rotor grips. Okay. Slide that in. And I'm going to take my Loctite that I have sitting here. And I just like to do 1 or 2 threads on it. I'm going to walk this bolt in. Okay, it's stopped. Okay. Give the spindle a pull. I'm going to put our shim. Okay. Place the grip on. Place the grip on. Grab our other bolt. Okay. Walk a few threads of Loctite. Come in from the other side. Okay. And we're going to give these a good snug turn. Okay. I'm not going to over tighten them. Just put this through here on this one side so I can get a firm grip, hold it really good here, and preload it. Done. What you want to feel is there is no in and out play. Okay? No in and out play. The grips rotate freely. You do not feel any drag on the thrust bearings. Okay? So this is a perfectly set up head. Okay? For the DFC 800. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this off to the side. And then from there, I'm going to bring the swash plate into play. Before I do that, just put this off to the side. What I'm going to do here is take the turnbuckles that we have, okay? Just going to dip them in our Loctite, okay? So they're loaded up well. And we're just going to thread these all the way down, okay? There's a little step in them. I like to bottom them out, okay? And I'm going to give those a little turn with a wrench, just to snug them up, okay? I'm going to put these off the side right here, let them set up. I'll come back later on when we do the head and put a little Loctite on that and get them on there along with the head button. So we're now going to put this stuff to the side. We're going to move on to the swash plate, so be right back.